that smiles back. Goldfish! Alright, welcome to this episode.
Okay.
We are watching, for the beginning here, your number 32 pick, I believe. We're on 32, right?
I don't know.
You got the list right here. Check it.
I'm not. Fine.
32.
It's blank. Oh, here it is. Yes, 32.
Excellent.
Okay, we are doing Spooderman. No.
Yes, so...
Spider-Man. Spooderman's an old meme.
We are doing Spider-Man 2001, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Man.
This is a modern classic, I would say. So many people know this movie.
Honestly, it is probably this movie's fault that we have gotten so many superhero movies in the last decade.
I would agree.
Because before Spider-Man, what did we really have? We had
Blade.
Yeah, we had Blade.
We had
We had the Batman movies.
We had the Christopher Reeve Superman.
Yep, I was about to say Christopher Reeve Superman.
That's about it. We had Howard the Duck.
We had Supergirl. Yeah, believe it or not, there was a Supergirl movie.
I don't remember that one. But there's also like the really bad Marvel ones.
That was one of the bad
superhero
movies. I mean, you had the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, like the really bad Fantastic Four one. Like the original the original Fantastic Four. The same goes for Captain America, where if you ever want to see a terrible costume choice, look up the original Captain America.
Oh, God.
Like the 90s Captain America.
I just remembered that one.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
But I think predominantly what people are probably going to know superhero forms before this best for is the cartoons.
Yes.
But like the Hulk one, well, that one was a cartoon, but like the one where the guy's painted green, and then like the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon, and the cheesy 60s Batman. And like outside of that, it was Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like...
Well, it was literally Superman and Batman. Those
Yep.
were the only two
major feature-length superhero movies.
That at least most people agreed were good.
Yeah.
And then we got Spider-Man.
Yes. 2001's. So this is directed by Sam Raimi of Evil Dead fame.
Yep.
Famous for his campiness. Very famous for his campiness.
Campiness and cheesiness.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And this, in case you are not aware, is the first of a trilogy.
Yep.
This movie did very well. Very well.
This was like, before the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yep.
This was like the most successful like superhero movies of its decade. Like it pretty much defined its decade.
Like, if you were to ask me the most successful superhero things of each decade, 60s Batman, obviously for the 60s, 70s for the Superman, 80s is back to Batman again.
Yep.
90s is like...
There was some things with Batman that were successful, but you started to see the decline.
Yeah, like superhero movies fell off hard in the 90s.
But then...
2000s, we get Spider-Man and Iron Man.
Well, hang on. There's also another one that you're forgetting. X-Men.
Yes, X-Men as well.
Actually, I think X-Men came out before Spider-Man by maybe a year.
Yes, I do think it was 2000. I do think X-Men was 2000.
But I think it was like literally Spider-Man that's what really pushed it into the mainstream of like, okay, yeah, we're going to start actually, try to make good ones.
Which, this definitely leans into Sam Raimi's camp, and we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, let's begin with the writing.
Yes. So,
it's a very standard origin story.
As per usual, we have to talk about adaptations.
Yes.
Because this is adapting Spider-Man.
Yeah. Very
famously a Marvel comic. I would dare say, Marvel's biggest superhero.
Yeah.
At the time, anyways.
At the time, yeah. At the time. That's very accurate.
Nowadays, obviously, it's a lot more complicated because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
But during that time period, the biggest was Spider-Man or the Incredible Hulk. One or the two.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, like, during that time when this movie came out, I think 2 years later was The Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
And it was trying to be an art house movie.
Like, but like the two biggest were Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. Marvel was not quite as big as DC, but not a non-player.
Yeah. I mean, heck, they were on the verge of bankruptcy, so they had to start selling off IPs to movie studios. So that's how Fox got X-Men,
Yep.
I think Blade,
Yep.
and Daredevil.
Yep.
Sony got Spider-Man.
Yep.
So, I've never read any Spider-Man comics, believe it or not.
I grew up a comic book fan.
Yes.
Notably, I wasn't a big Marvel fan, though, but I've read my fair share of Spider-Man. So I will be commenting on Spider-Man itself.
Yep.
In addition to this, I also did some other watches. So I will be bringing up a couple of things, predominantly at the end. But, as of right now, as an adaptation, we have a common saying among us here, or at least for myself. Your adaptation doesn't have to be perfect.
Yep.
You can do your own thing. What happens a lot of the time is they adapt the origin. Spider-Man's origin has changed over the years, but one of the most common see-throughs is bitten by a spider.
Yep.
And this does take its own approach. The most notable one is that they lean heavily into he's gained every ability from the spider. Every single, there's no technical, things to it.
Climbing up walls. And even the main difference that my friends told me that did read the comics was that in this movie of Spider-Man, he can actually generate his own web.
That's the main big difference I was saying. Every ability.
Yes.
Depending on era of Spider-Man, obviously. Because during this time period, there was 3 notable eras of Spider-Man. There was its origin, its original, which there's the then more notable, which is the Silver Age one, which is the much more lighthearted. This is where Marvel was really reaching their stride, because they weren't as big of a player during the Golden Age. When we talk about Golden Age comics, that is a lot more DC's field, which was the brutality and no censorship. They made whatever they want. While Marvel benefited heavily from the Silver Age, which was the campiness, the lower stakes, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It was a lot more that kind of thing.
Yep.
And this movie leans into that kind of era. So as an adaptation, I can clearly see what era of they're going for, and I am willing to bet heavily, I cannot say this for a fact, I'm willing to bet heavily, this is based off of Sam Raimi's era of Spider-Man he grew up reading.
I could see that.
Because Sam Raimi, how old he was at the time, this would have been deeply within, the cartoonish, silvery Spider-Man. So, he definitely was adapting a lot more of, the ridiculousness of it.
Yep.
But not leaning so much so with, quite Saturday morning cartoon, but definitely getting close to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing I can actually add to that, honestly. Because, literally, this movie, I've rewatched this so many times as a kid. And I love how cheesy and campiness that it can be.
Yeah.
And which even the sequels capture it to a great extent.
Yep.
Maybe too much of an extent with the third one. But yes, one of the things I love about the Spider, this one and whatnot, every single character that plays, their comic book counterpart and whatnot, they are just hamming it up to certain degrees. Of course, we'll talk about it with acting and stuff, but my favorite one would always be Willem Dafoe as playing as Harry Osborn.
Which, if you want to move on to acting.
Yep. Alright, so I guess we should move this.
So,
we don't have to start with Willem Dafoe first. I guess we should start off with Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man.
He is a fine Spider-Man. He is not amazing, but he's the Spider-Man a lot of people grew up with, and a lot of how people see Spider-Man as Tobey Maguire.
That is basically how I feel, because, I grew up with this movie, and pretty much Tobey Maguire, whenever I think of Spider-Man, that's immediately who I think of as Tobey Maguire.
So that's not so much as for me, because my first experience with Spider-Man was not the movie. It was the comics.
Yes.
Which, even then, I wasn't a huge Spider-Man fan. So I can't speak to remarkable, like, oh, this is the Spider-Man I grew up with, because when I was younger, I read a lot more Dark Horse, so I'm a lot more familiar with something like Hellboy because of that.
Yeah.
But I did read some Spider-Man, just because he was famous. So there's a lot of random superheroes I've read like that, and Tobey Maguire is interesting. He's not a terrible Spider-Man for me. He's like, yeah, no, this is a Spider-Man. There are a few things I remember watching and being like, this is weird. I don't know why they always tried to get Tobey Maguire to cry. I don't think Tobey Maguire can cry, act well.
It looks like he's about to try to bawl his eyes out, but it's like nothing is coming out.
Like, I'm sorry, Tobey Maguire. You're not great at cry acting. Yeah. It's not a great skill of yours.
No.
But one of the things that I do have to say is I would be remiss for not mentioning it, because this became one of the most parody things in film of all time. One of the considered what to be the best acted kiss scene of all time.
Oh yeah, that's right. The upside down kiss
yes.
in the alleyway.
What it is one of the most parodied scenes from this movie.
Yes.
And like it very famously won like an MTV award and like created like the best kiss in cinema history and like all that weird stuff.
Oh my god.
Back when MTV was like weird and edgy.
I wouldn't go that far, but sure.
They tried to act edgy.
Yeah, that makes better sense. That's better.
That's correct. But the acting in this movie has one particular standout.
Oh boy, I can't wait to talk more about William Dafoe. Here we go. So, I love William Dafoe quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I was introduced to him.
Yep.
And I love reading the behind-the-scenes stuff and watching interviews with him, talking about playing as the Green Goblin. He literally would go on record to say, I begged Sam Raimi to let me be in that suit as much as it was reasonably possible. Because even at that time, he was like pretty far ahead of his age. I think he was in his 50s when they made this movie. So he really wanted to be the Green Goblin.
Yep.
And you know what? I could not disagree one way or another. He is a fantastic villain, Green Goblin, whatever else. You could tell how much fun he was having while doing this movie.
I have a few things.
What is it?
Number one, I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Oh no.
This is in there one of the best acted villain roles in cinema history. I love Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. I love him as why am I forgetting his name? Frank Oz. Not Frank Oz. What's his name? His son's Harry Oz.
Oh,
Osborn.
Yeah. Well, James Franco's who he's playing.
Yeah, James Franco plays Harry Osborn, and his father is it Frank Osborn?
Harry Osborn, I think, or maybe it was Frank Osborn actually.
Because his son's Harry Osborn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But either way, his acting for it is so good. It is up there, in my opinion, of one of the best villain acts of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I put it alongside Anton Chigurh. I put it alongside Gary Oldman in both Fifth Element and in Leon the Professional.
Yep.
Like, he is so good as a villain actor in this movie. And I'll have a thing to talk about this here later at the end of the Four Squares.
Mm-hmm. But
I'll get to that one.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Let's see, for everybody else, I know Kirsten Dunst plays... Wait, no, is it Kirsten Dunst? I'll have to double check, but she plays Mary Jane.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2001. I'm trying to make sure that's who plays. Yes, Kirsten Dunst. Not the best. honestly, like, out of everybody that I could think of, whenever, like, everybody's talking about, like, Spider-Man movies and stuff, they usually single her out as, like, one of the weakest points of the movie. Her acting isn't terrible. It's just that her character...
Yeah.
It's not that...
They didn't give her anything.
They gave her nothing.
Which, yeah, she's there to be the very classical comic book damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And that's what she does. She plays the damsel in distress.
Yep.
So it's like, whatever.
There is one other piece of acting, though, that we didn't mention. You forgot Macho Man Randy Savage. He's in this movie.
He is indeed.
He's in a very small cameo.
He plays Bonesaw.
Yep.
And I was going to mention him because there's also another thing of note with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, he plays the wrestler Bonesaw is ready.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing Macho Man. We love Macho Man here.
Yep.
Macho Man's great.
Yep. There's one other actor, too.
Yes.
I almost forgot about.
Bruce.
Bruce is in this. Bruce Campbell's in it.
Yep. Playing the announcer. I believe he is in all 3 Spider-Man movies.
I don't remember where he is in the other 2, but I do remember.
I believe he plays a doorman in the second one.
Ah, okay.
I don't remember the third one now. It's been a while since I watched the third one.
All right.
But Bruce Campbell is one of those. We like to mention it anytime. There's the signature actor for a director. Bruce Campbell is Sam Raimi's signature actor.
Yep.
You probably know him of Evil Dead fame, where he plays Ash.
Yep.
This is my boomstick. He's that Ash. It's not Ash Ketchum. He's Ash.
Anyway, I guess we can move on to production.
Yes. So, notably, this movie does fall within the era of really bad CGI.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, yeah.
However, this is Sam Raimi we're talking about.
Yeah.
He's not just going to have random effing like, this is CGI. He's going to have CGI. And it is going to look ridiculous.
Yep.
The CGI in this movie, the one that always stands out to me, is when the board is blasted by a laser.
That's the one.
And they turn into... this isn't a Sam Raimi movie, this is a Tim Burton one. Effing Attack of the Martian Skeletons?
Yeah.
The CGI in this movie is completely ridiculous.
Yep.
But it doesn't take away from it. It's so dumb. But the movie also does use a decent amount of practical effects.
Yes. There is one thing that I'm really upset that none of the original Spider-Man movies ever did when it comes to production. We see scenes of Spider-Man, swinging through New York City and stuff like that, off of buildings and whatnot. It took until the freaking Amazing Spider-Man for somebody to realize, hey, we could do a first-person perspective shot of him swimming through the city.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you guys could have done that. But also, there is one stupid factoid about this movie. So in the scene where they're in the lunchroom area and Mary Jane slips and her tray of food flies out and then
catches it.
Yep. All that was 100% practical effects.
Yep.
That's all I really have. That's actually impressive.
So, by the way, you moved on to production a bit early.
Wait,
There's
I thought we were going on to production though.
Are we not on acting?
I thought we were.
Oh, if we're still on acting, we were talking about some production stuff there.
Yeah,
we were talking about CGI and all that. So
yeah, that's production still.
You moved on from acting too early. Because there's one important thing we didn't mention in acting.
Who did we not mention?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh shit! I almost forgot about him. There's 2 pitch perfect castings in this movie. Mm-hmm. We already mentioned Willem Dafoe.
That's the one I thought you were going to bring up, by the way, when you were like, we forgot an important one. Then you brought up Macho Man as like, oh, wait, you did bring up J.K. Simmons. Okay.
I feel bad now. I feel bad now. Anyway, yeah, J.K. Simmons playing as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yep.
Oh,
irreplaceable. God. Irreplaceable.
There's a reason why, to this day, Marvel even brought him back to play as J. Jonah Jameson in their MCU movies.
He is amazing. We love J.K. Simmons here.
Yep.
Cave Johnson is one of the best characters ever put in fiction, and J. Jonah Jameson is right beside him.
I really need to get a button to place in the podcast. That is a Cave Johnson button. I need the Cave Johnson button to scream at us.
Cave Johnson, new owner and CEO of Black Mesa. That's right, you've been bought. First order of business, we're renaming you under the Aperture brand. I'm leaning towards Blapature Mesa. Marketing boys think something else. So, Blapature it is. Next, they tell me you people are conducting some anomalous materials research that could result in a resonance cascade. So, I'm shutting that down before you idiots end the world. A resonance cascade. You're supposed to be scientists. Use some common sense.
Whenever it's needed. This man tugs at my heartstrings. I still am happy that he's in stuff nowadays, especially in Invincible.
Yep.
Oh my god, it's so perfect.
J.K. Simmons is amazing, and he does J. Jonah Jameson, and he is still amazing. It is a perfect adaptation, too.
Oh yeah, like, I remember seeing the original Spider-Man cartoon, and whenever I see J. Jonah Jameson in the scene, I just keep on thinking, good lord, that's just J.K. Simmons still. It's perfect. Oh my god.
But yes, now we can move back. I just wanted to mention him real quick, because I was like, oh, he moved on from acting a little early.
Yeah. Alright, production. Yeah, the CGI is pretty rough. This is early 2000s. Like, not even that many years off from Jurassic Park, of all things. Yep. So it's like, yeah, this is pretty rough. But I still can enjoy it. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, this is still, very similar or very close to the Year of the Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the CGI wasn't good there. It's not great here.
Yeah.
Like, they were implementing CGI a little too early.
One of the other things about production that I do like, though, I do like the soundtrack in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
A very orchestral soundtrack.
It's also good. It's also, a fairly, known soundtrack now because of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not quite the fame of the original Spider-Man TV show theme.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's going to eclipse Spider-Man.
Yeah. But even then, whenever people make jokes about Spider-Man and whatnot, I still see the soundtrack get played, just blaring as Spider-Man appears, and it's like, yeah, that's about right. This is indeed Spider-Man.
Yep.
Alright, so... design.
Yep.
All right, so before we talk about the main thing that we want to talk about, what the fuck? Oh. How do you feel about the costume design for Spider-Man?
I like the suit.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, design-wise, I do feel like they very faithfully adapted the comic book here. Mm-hmm. They very clearly looked at the stuff in the comic book and went, take that, bring it to the screen. Yep. Which is pretty nice. Because a year beforehand, we talked about this, X-Men decided to do the opposite. Mm-hmm. They were like, we're not adapting this bullcrap. They adapted it very loosely. They're like, we're not borrowing any of the comic book stuff. We're going to do a very grounded, realistic story. Mm-hmm. Compared to Spider-Man, which goes the opposite direction.
Yeah. Because I do remember it took them a very, very long time to do the yellow Wolverine suit. Mm-hmm.
I think they did it in the most recent Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes,
they finally did yellow Wolverine.
Yep. Not bad of a costume, though.
Yeah.
But I can see why Fox didn't want to go with that, because it's like...
in the original X-Men, they make a joke about it. It's like, what would you rather wear, yellow spandex? Whenever he's complaining about how tight a suit is.
Yep. Oh, man. Now, here's the big one. The Green Goblin suit. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, it's just iconic nowadays. Even, his eyes and stuff are covered, but even still, the scene where his eyes are, revealed and whatnot.
Yep.
Oh, good lord, Willem Dafoe's acting just shines in there.
Yeah.
It's so good. And that foreboding voice that he adds to it, it's like, I cannot picture anybody else playing the Green Goblin in that suit other than William Dafoe.
Yeah,
it's just...
I love the design of the Green Goblin suit.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Spider-Man suit's pretty good.
Yeah.
And, on top of that, I love the actual setting that they did for New York.
Yes.
Notably, there is one thing that does have to be noted for this movie. This was released in 2001.
Oh, God.
Later half of 2001.
Yep.
They did make some choices.
Yeah.
Because this is set in New York, late 2001. Mm-hmm. If anyone knows American history at all, you know what happens. Mid 2001.
Just
in America.
Don't say it. We're not going to acknowledge it here.
So they do have some design things that are to that, but it's not apparent.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I think it's most notable in the writing where Green Goblin gets beat up by people in New York and one of them yells, "If you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us."
Oh my god.
Where, like, that was the sentiment of New York at the time.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if they decided, hey, let's just add this scene on here just to, morale purposes.
Yep.
I actually don't even remember when exactly this movie came out in 2001. I don't know if it was late 2001 or early 2001.
It was late 2001.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like October or November 2001, around that.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Oh, well, I guess that makes sense why this movie is very much well beloved and whatnot.
Yeah.
It takes place in 2001, right after
Yep.
that happened. And it's definitely a good morale booster, I guess.
Yep. But, very notably, ending design, I have one last thing.
Alright.
I watched another movie alongside this one.
Oh, dear God.
Because I know that this is going to be a lot of people's first experience into this movie nowadays. I watched, for the first time, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, yeah. That movie happened.
Yes. It finally came across my radar because it's been enough time. And I went, alright, I'm going to watch this movie. Because I know that they bring back Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin.
Yep. And Tobey Maguire as
Yep.
Spider-Man.
And I will go ahead and say, because a lot of people, their first ever experience with Spider-Man, like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Green Goblin, is now going to be that movie. That's going to be so many people's new experience because it's the newest thing.
Yep.
Newest thing typically supersedes the old one.
Normally, yeah.
Very rarely it doesn't, but typically it does. I will go ahead and say, No Way Home is a good movie, but I think you get, pound for pound, a better experience with Tobey Maguire and Willem Dafoe in this movie opposed to No Way Home. Mm-hmm. So if you liked either of them in that movie, you would much prefer it in the original 2001 Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think they stand out better in this one, but No Way Home does not do them disservice. Yeah. So if you liked them there, don't worry, this movie's not any different.
Okay.
It's, I would say, a better version of them. Just because you see much more of them.
Yeah.
No Way Home has like 5 villains. So
I have a lot of thoughts about No Way Home.
Yeah.
Which, if we ever talk about Spider-Man movies in the podcast again, I'll go more into detail.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, would you recommend this movie to people?
Generally, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I know comic book fans and whatnot, they are very divided on this movie.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the discourse, and it's honestly really funny for the most part, because they say it's the best Spider-Man or it's the worst Spider-Man. Usually for me, I just say, I mean, listen, it's an in-between thing for me. I can see its flaws, but I can still really enjoy this movie nowadays. It's a nostalgic piece for me.
Yeah.
How would you rate this out of 10?
This is a solid 8, maybe a 9 on a good day.
For me, I actually would say it's an 8, but it's closer to a 7 than a 9.
Interesting, okay.
Yeah. Because I think, it has aged in some areas.
Oh, absolutely.
But in a lot of ways, I can say, hey, it is a fun popcorn movie.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fun movie.
Cinematically, outside of maybe 1 or 2 scenes, I entertained the full way through.
Yep.
So, that easily gets it to an 8 or a 9 on my end.
Yep.
If you can entertain me thoroughly the whole way through, you got me. Yep. You're getting a 10. If you're, short on 1 or 2 scenes, you're getting an 8 or a 9. Mm-hmm. This movie falls into that. There's 1 or 2 scenes I'm not full on, but the rest of it, great. So, That gets me an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, my rating scale is just a little bit different, but still. All right, so let's move to the 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is Spinal Tap.
By Rob Reiner.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Died a few months ago.
Yep.
Back in December, I believe.
Yep.
It's what, 2025, just in case someone's watching this in the far future.
Future.
And this movie just recently got a sequel.
Yes, it did, actually.
I've not seen the sequel.
I have not either.
So we're not going to talk about the sequel at all.
Yep.
Just a heads up, we're not talking about the sequel.
All right, so I knew virtually nothing about this movie except for one thing, which we'll talk about in writing.
Yep.
I am familiar a little bit with Rob Reiner, though.
Yep.
I mean, I've seen The Princess Bride.
Yep.
I've seen some of his other works. He is a very, very beloved director from the 1980s.
Yep.
Anything you want to say, Bryce?
So this movie is on my list. This is my number 32, I believe. And notably, this is a mockumentary, considered the first mockumentary. Mm-hmm. And notably, it does not advertise itself as a mockumentary. It advertises itself as a documentary, or a rockumentary.
Yes.
And it follows the fictitious English rock band Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
And their tour in America, and minor spoiler, their descent.
Yep.
And this is full-blown a comedy.
Yep.
And one thing I want to lead on, which will lead us into writing, I want to quote the late, great Ozzy Osbourne. When he first saw this movie, he said, "This is not a comedy, this is a documentary." This is real.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember what the exact quote is, but he said something along the line, so I'm going to have to paraphrase this one, is he was sitting in a theater watching this movie, and everyone was laughing around him, and he had to look around and go, "What's funny? This is actually how it is."
Yeah, I can see that. Alright, so let's begin with writing.
Yes.
So, what should we start off with? The main thing that this movie is probably most well known for, or should we talk about other aspects first?
So we should probably lean on the known for.
Yes.
Just so people are like, "Oh, it's this movie."
Yeah. Alright, so this movie is well known for a certain euphemism that people would be known for. And this is how the only way I only know about this movie until you brought it up, at least like whenever you told me what this movie was about, and then when I went out and saw what it was, and I saw the scene, I was like, oh, I actually remember this being referenced in the classroom once. We were talking about euphemisms or like idioms and whatnot, and this was one of them about kicking it up to 11.
Yep.
So the scene is very simple. It's Rob Reiner playing as the director.
Yep.
And he's talking to one of the bandmates, and he's just being shown all their equipment, and one of them was like their speaker. Instead of going up to 10 being the max, it goes up to 11.
Yep. The 11 is the max.
Yep.
And,
but why wouldn't you make 10, the loudest?
Yep. Why wouldn't you just make 10 louder and have 10 be the highest number?
Yep.
This goes up to 11. 11's louder.
Yeah.
11's louder than 10.
Yeah.
Like, that is a great encapsulation for the movie. It's one of the most famous scenes from it. Very famously, the IMDb page goes to 11 instead of 10.
Yep.
It is a very famous thing of why wouldn't it go to 11? It deserves an 11.
Yeah.
But this movie, it is a comedy.
Yeah.
And a lot of the different scenes are very ridiculous. I argue they get more ridiculous as it goes along, because it is playing into for the fact that it didn't tell anyone that it's a fake documentary. So it plays into a little bit realistic at the beginning, and as it goes along, further and further, it gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, that's actually like my only criticism with the movie. A fair amount of the jokes did not land for me. I mean, yes, I love the 11 joke, and my personal favorite one is easily the Stonehenge one.
Yep.
That one is always going to be my favorite, and I'll still laugh at that one. But some of the other ones, it just did not land for me, which, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a comedy, so, like, not all the jokes are going to land for you, just depending on what they are. But, yeah, there are some, but when the jokes land for me, oh boy, did they freaking land.
So, next thing they actually get into the writing, because you're probably not aware of this.
What?
Do you know where most of the jokes from this movie came from?
don't think so.
They came from tabloid headlines about rock bands and rumors about them. Different rumors about them, and they were just like, let's have a band have this be completely serious and true. The very notable one, like for example, when they're in Cleveland and they get lost in the back corridors and unable to find the stage, that is based off a tabloid headline about Black Sabbath getting lost in the Cleveland Stadium, not able to find their way out of it and being late for their set.
Oh, that's great.
A lot of the jokes are based off of tabloid headlines that they have about rock bands during the time period.
No joke, one of my favorite jokes in the movie is about the Beatles and the White Album.
Yep.
So they had to change the cover and whatnot.
So why not the Black Album?
Yeah, and I was like, let's just do it with the Black Album. And I was like, just remember, like, the White Album, it's virtually nothing. I was like, yes, it's nothing, but there's... At least it says the Beatles is on there, so at least they know what this is. At least they know, oh, it's a Beatles album.
Yep.
There's virtually nothing on the Spinal Tap. And
this is the Black... This can't be... If you had to think of Deaf Cells, and if you had to think, what... Is there any more black than... No, this is as black as it gets.
And then the where they're in the record shop for a signing day, and there's nobody there.
And they're on a rack of albums, and it's just black behind them, because it's a rack of only their albums, so it's just pure black behind them.
I'm so happy that they put Spinal Tap's music onto Spotify, because as soon as you open it, you just see the Black Album right
it's
there.
It's just a black picture. It is a very ridiculous movie. I love the jokes. The jokes don't hit for him 100%, but they hit for me. I love the jokes in this movie. Like, I also really love them. Very notably, by the way, Billy Crystal is in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
First Billy Crystal. This is the actor for Rob Reiner.
Yep.
Rob Reiner loves having Billy Crystal, so.
Oh, my God.
And yeah, there's so many of the jokes that land for me. Like, for example, another one that's referenced to another band is the Sandwiches.
Oh.
Where you can't figure out how to make a sandwich. That's a reference to another tabloid headline. I think it's one Led Zeppelin in particular.
Oh my God.
So, like, yeah, no, it's very ridiculous. One of the also headlines I really love is the running gag that no one ever calls the band good. Like, if you watch through it, no one ever says the band is good. They typically, like, use other words, like, like very notably, Rob Reiner dances around the word. He's like, I love them for how loud they were, and their diligence, and their punctuality. It's just like, are they good? And they're asking fans, they're doing interviews, and everyone's like, oh yeah, they're like, atmosphere, and like, no one ever says the band is good.
So great. Anything else for writing?
Nope.
Alright, for acting. Everybody plays perfectly.
Yeah, it is a very dumb movie.
Like, whenever I finished up this movie, and I just was trying to think back on the actors playing as the band members, I was like, man, they sound so bored and disinterested. And I was like, that is perfect for 1980s rock band members and whatnot.
Like, there's a great scene in the movie where he's asking about, like, a band member leaving, and he's asking him, he's, like, so nonchalant about it. And then he answers it away just like, I mean, I would be more fine with it if I wasn't on such heavy sedation. Which plays into it so well.
Yeah.
And the other thing to note about it, because I think this falls in acting a little bit, Rob Reiner having so much confidence in them, giving them a fair amount of improv.
Yep.
Because a lot of the interview sequences are mostly, like, not mostly, but a decent amount of improv.
Yep.
And they filmed a lot that got cut. A lot was cut.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Alright. Anybody else that is a standout for acting?
The thing I wanted last to do for acting, I love how they play off each other.
Oh, yeah.
Their acting is really good, but how they play off each other, the dynamics is the actual great part about it. Mm-hmm. Because one of them will say something, and the other will go, oh, this thing, though. One of my favorite gags about it that you begin to see about it is the dead drummers. Because they'll go like, oh yeah, like this thing happened, and one will be like, oh yeah, no, like because of this, and they keep building how ridiculous it is because each one wants to pin up, like they want to one up each other with a new ridiculous statement.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah, I love.
No joke. One of the favorite standouts was, like I mentioned it earlier, was about the Stonehenge prop.
Yep.
And you see the guitar player look over, and he just sees the descent, and his facial reaction.
Yes,
the
main.
I like to imagine they didn't tell him what it would look like. They just said, "Oh, it's just gonna be a piece of Stonehenge, so just be aware and move out of the way when it shows up."
Yeah, but he's like staring up, just like.
And he sees, like the three dwarf people come in, and they're just dancing around this thing, almost tripping on this tiny little Stonehenge model, and he's just like dumbfounded, like, I hate my life.
The model was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf, and that is understating the scale to the bottle that was on stage.
If I remember right, I think for the sequel or something, or they did a reference to it again.
Yep.
Where they remade the model, but it was way too big to put
into. Because what it was is that it was supposed to be a 14-foot model,
yep.
And they accidentally did 14 inches.
Yep.
And if I remember correctly, for the sequel, they accidentally did 14 meters.
Oh my god. Again, like I said, not all the jokes land, but when they land, they hit hard.
The jokes in this video are so good.
Alright, I guess we can move to production if you have nothing else.
Yep. So production, it definitely, so this is mockumentary, one of the first ever, and it definitely leans into the documentary aspects. So because of that, it is a fairly low budget film.
Yep.
However, what I have to give a standout to is that they shot a lot of footage and definitely cut it down to like some of the best parts. Mm-hmm. They very much were like, okay, we can't have everything. The very end, there's like some minor B-roll of some ones that were like, we liked this, but we didn't want to put in the main film.
Yeah.
Things like that. But there was a lot of footage of this, and they absolutely cut this down to like the best. That they were like, we need to cut this down to only what we think is the greatest parts of what we like.
Yep.
And I think it works amazingly, because it's like joke after joke after joke after joke.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I'm like, not arguing. Like, if a joke doesn't land, wait 6 seconds, you'll get a new one.
Yep.
It rolls so quickly.
For me, the music is a big standout for me.
Yep.
And whatnot. I love how insanely stupid some of just the songs are.
One of my favorites is Pink Torpedo.
Yes.
I want to sink her with my Pink Torpedo. And the other ones is Big Bottoms. One of my favorite gags about it is everyone is on bass. They made a song where everyone plays bass for a song. It's so ridiculous. It's so dumb.
My favorite one is where they're in the scene where they're playing for like an Air Force base.
Yeah.
And they're making it seem like, oh, it's just going to be a bunch of drunken soldiers and whatnot, or pilots or whatever, just having a good time. But it's the most serious, classy establishment type thing, and they're playing Sex Farm.
Yep. The music in this movie, by the way, is really good. It's actually really good. Yeah. And by the way, they didn't get a stand-in band. They got this is the actual actors doing this.
Oh yeah.
Very notably, by the way, Spinal Tap will still go on tour on occasion, and they will cast like some notable person to do like drums for them.
Yep. I think recently they did Stonehenge with Elton John.
Yep, they did Stonehenge with Elton John.
Oh.
I recommend looking at the video for that. It's pretty good.
Yep.
There's a really good comment on it, by the way. There's like, I love watching a video where they elevate lesser-known musicians. Thank you, Spinal Tap, for showing Elton John to me.
That's a good one. Oh my god. Anything else for production?
No.
Alright, design.
So.
Oh, this feels like it perfectly encapsulates the 1980s rock and roll scene.
Yep.
It's just perfect.
The ridiculous mullets, the over-the-top costumes.
Yep.
There's a running gag with armadillos in our trousers. And a guy getting stopped at an airport for having a cucumber in his pants.
And that actually, like, subverted my expectations, because I expected, like, I don't know, like, a penis piercing or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, good lord, am I going to have to see this? And then, no, he just pulls out a cucumber. And I think he was wrapped in, like, aluminum foil.
Yep.
It's like, I'm actually impressed. I did not expect that. That's the last thing I expected. That was a good one.
Oh, but the movie, like, design-wise, it's not a big standout, but they do pretty fun with it.
Yep.
One of the notable things I do want to note, because it's a good gag, is in the limo. The limo driver, he's talking about rock and roll, and he's just like, listen, this rock and roll stuff, it's just a fad.
Even though it's, like, basically been around for 20 years at that point.
Yeah.
Or 30 years, I guess.
Yeah.
50s and stuff. That's great.
Like, it depends on when you qualify, like, rock and roll, because, like, some would qualify, like, Crossroad Blues, like, as the beginning of it. And, like, it gets argued a lot, but regardless of all that.
Yeah, it's great, though. Would you recommend this to people?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love this movie so much.
Yep. I do, too. Oh, man. How about this? Alright, so how would you rate out of 10?
Scene to scene, I love it, so 10. There is not a thing I would cut from this movie. I watch it and I'm like, oh, this is so good. I love it.
For me, it's around either an 8 or a 7 for me.
Fair enough.
I really do enjoy this movie, though, and I do recommend it to people. So, for next episode... Okay.
Your homework will be watching
The Man Who Would Be King.
Our number 31, yours.
Yep. And First Blood.
First Blood.
Good luck.
Both of these big pretty close to each other.
Yeah, actually, a little bit. Not that far out.
Yeah.
All right, so